Welcome, everyone. I'm Sarah Dorr from AACPL's Virtual Services Department. We are here today doing an introduction to e-learning that hopefully will be available to our patrons in Anne Arundel County and beyond on our YouTube channel. And we would love to teach you more about what's available for you for free today. So again, my name is Sarah Dorr, and I've been with Virtual Services at AACPL since 2020, right in the smack in the middle of the pandemic. And this is my colleague. I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Sarah Mullen. I work at the Eastport Annapolis Neck Library. I also started at the beginning of 2020.
Thank you, Sarah. So the way we'll work things today is that we'll go through a brief PowerPoint detailing the specific resources that we're going to demonstrate for you today. Sarah's going to do a demo for you of each of the resources that we mentioned. So first we'll do that PowerPoint, and then we'll do a detailed demonstration of how you log in and how you make use of each of the e-learning resources that we're going to highlight for you. And this is just a selection of many more that are available, but the ones that are the most popular with our patrons. So let me go ahead and share my screen if I can. Just bring this up here and get it into present mode for all of you. Pardon the slight delay. Okay, here we go. So everyone, this is Intro to eLearning, different from our Intro to eBooks class, which we also have available on our YouTube channel. It's called Intro to eBooks and Streaming. This one specifically is for our e-learning resources that go beyond, far above, beyond the scope of just reading or listening to ebooks or reading e-magazines. So what we'll be talking about today is essentially everything else that we offer you digitally. So what is e-learning? E-learning, as you can imagine, stands for electronic or online learning. And this can include live instruction. It can include videos and other interactive tools. It can include ebooks and other such resources alongside of the learning itself, such as an online game or activity. It can even include testing or supplemental materials to see if your knowledge is being retained as you go through the e-learning process. So everything we talk about today, this is very important. Everything we talk about today is available for free with your AACPL library card. So we like to say we pay for it so that you don't have to. And this applies to resources that would save you hundreds of dollars if you were to pay for them yourself. So what will you need to participate in e-learning through AACPL? You'll need a computer or mobile device. You'll need a stable internet connection. You'll need an Anne Arundel County library card, and we'll discuss that as well during the demonstration. In order to access our e-learning resources, you actually only need a virtual card, and that means that you actually could be from any part of Maryland in order to get a virtual library card for Anne Arundel County. And you'll need curiosity. So the first resource we'll go over that some of you may have heard of before is called LinkedIn Learning. It used to be called Lynda. Now it's been sort of under the umbrella of LinkedIn Learning for a while now. It is both a website and soon a mobile app that will be coming to the library as soon as it's available under the umbrella of LinkedIn Learning. It does work in a mobile browser to go to the website for LinkedIn Learning. So for the time being, that's what we recommend doing. And Sarah's going to show you the interface for LinkedIn Learning. Now, the main focus of this particular tool is software, technology, and other creative tools, as well as certain skills that are helpful in the workplace and in your professional development. And one thing that's really wonderful about LinkedIn Learning is that it provides course certificates that upon completion, you can offer to an employer or a prospective employer. So you can put certain skills on your resume and have demonstrable evidence that you've been developing in that area. So the next tool that we're going to talk about and that we're going to demonstrate for you is called Udemy. Udemy is very similar to LinkedIn Learning in that it offers primarily video courses focused on personal and professional development, but it also has a somewhat expanded repertoire of things in the personal development side that LinkedIn Learning doesn't focus on as much. So things like health and well-being, the arts, languages, etc. Now, this one requires a Microsoft or Google account to set up, but those are both free and you don't necessarily need to use that email address going forward. You just need a login information, piece of login information in order to get into it. Now, this also will offer you a certificate of completion once you do a course in Udemy. If you were going to download the app, in order to get it onto your mobile device, you would go to Udemy for Business rather than Udemy, the traditional Udemy. Udemy for Business is what we are subscribed to as a library, and it offers a vast set of options beyond just the personal development side. It also offers a lot of professional development courses. So the org name that you'll see when you go to download the app is gale.udemy.com. And when you go into it, we'll demonstrate this for you, so don't worry, you don't have to remember it. You would select Public Library and type in Anne Arundel County Public Library. And then you would scroll down to sign in and create a Udemy account. And we'll show you what that looks like when we get to that part of the presentation. So we also have a couple of language learning tools that are terrific, available to you for free at all the way from beginner to advanced levels. One of those that you've almost definitely heard of is called Rosetta Stone. So Rosetta Stone, you can go to our website, aacpl.net/Rosetta Stone to learn more. In fact, all of these resources you would want to access through our website initially to make sure that you are getting the free version with your library card. Now, Rosetta Stone has 30 languages to choose from. And as you can see on this little image to the right-hand side of the text on the PowerPoint, it uses kind of a game-based play to teach you the language. So it uses only the target language to instruct you. And it tests your pronunciation as well as your knowledge of vocabulary and grammar and such. So you would need a microphone either built in or attached somehow to your device to assess your pronunciation. What they like to say about Rosetta Stone is that it's dynamic immersion that simulates real life language immersion. If you were in a culture where there wasn't English being spoken and you had to just learn by making observations and noticing patterns. So the lessons include sections that are focused on grammar, pronunciation, and vocabulary. And they call it gamified learning. So it feels like you're just playing a game, a fun game, rather than trying to cram for a test or something like that. So Rosetta Stone is really fun. I've used this myself and highly recommend it. I've gotten rid of many of my Rosetta Stone CD sets for things like French and Spanish because I know that I can use it for free anytime on AACPL. And then I want to show you our other option. Okay. One second, my colleague actually made a very good point that we may want to have captions on. So I want to try to put those on. So the next language learning program that we'd like to highlight on AACPL's offerings is called Mango Languages. Now this one is more than twice as big as Rosetta Stone. It offers 70+ languages. And if I remember correctly, I believe it was developed actually primarily for mobile platforms, although you can also use it on a desktop or a laptop. I myself have used this on my cell phone and it really is terrific. Now the difference here between Mango and Rosetta Stone is that Mango goes back and forth between English and the target language that you're learning. You also can use the microphone to self-assess your pronunciation against a model that they'll show you, but they don't assess it for you. So those are two differences in how it operates. We don't necessarily recommend one over another. It just depends on what your learning style is and what you like the most. You can also feel free to use both if you want to kind of tackle a language from more than one angle. Mango is pretty fun because it also has a bunch of grammatical and cultural tips that are in English about the places where you might speak that language. And they include fun features like movies you could watch, and also tracks if you're trying to learn a language for a specific reason. There are tracks such as legal, medical, romance, or business, and they're not available for every language, but quite a few of the more popular languages have those tracks available if you want to really dive deep into a specific arena of vocabulary and language pieces. So that's Rosetta Stone and Mango. Oops. Yep, there we go. The next resource we'll talk about is one of numerous resources that we have to help you with career preparation and development. It's a bit of a mouthful. It's called Gale Presents Patersons Test and Career Prep. Now you might hear our librarians refer to this simply as Patersons. If you ever do, then that's what they're talking about, is this Gale Presents Patersons Test and Career Prep. It includes practice tests for exams, such as the SAT or ACT. It also includes tests like the GRE, US citizenship test, and other tests, including certain vocational tests that you would need to pass in order to be certified in that area. I think it even includes things like the firefighter's exam and other things that are all kinds of different vocations. On the career prep side, beyond just testing, it also has a terrific resume creator called Visual CV that Sarah will show you briefly during the demonstration, so you can get a sense of what that looks like, where you can upload your existing resume, or you can start a resume from scratch using one of their templates. They also offer career assessments and much more. So this is a really terrific resource if you're either in a job that you're trying to move into something new, or maybe you're unemployed and you're looking for something for whatever's next, or you're in school and you're planning for the future. This is a terrific tool to use in that journey. So similarly, we have a number of tools that are associated with the company Brainfuse. One of them is called Brainfuse Help Now. So this one, you actually don't even need an account to use it, not even your library card. You can just log in, you can just click on it through our website, and you'd be able to access everything that they have, with the exception of saved work or uploading files or old chats. But let's say that you wanted to go to one of the tutors that's offered through Brainfuse Help Now. You could access a tutor anytime between noon, so between 12 p.m. and 11:55 p.m. without even starting an account with them. And this includes language tutors. Additionally, we have Spanish speaking tutors available in various subjects. So that's really terrific. And if you take a look through and see the subjects that are offered, it's pretty broad actually. So there's also a mobile app available if you ever want to access this from your mobile phone or your tablet. Brainfuse Help Now also offers a writing lab for review, where any kind of writing assignment that you may have, whether it's something for work, or maybe you have a cover letter you want to submit to a company, or if you have something for school and you have an essay that you'd like some feedback on, just another pair of eyes, you can get feedback from the writing lab within 24 hours. And again, this is all perfectly free. So another option in Help Now is that you can use their libraries of sample lessons, tests, and flashcards for studying, or you can even create your own flashcards, but you can also use some of what other people have created, so you don't have to recreate the wheel. If you're someone who's about to apply to school, there's live FAFSA application help. There's also the option to take notes on videos and ideas using a program within Help Now called Brainwave. And lastly, you can schedule private study sessions with your classmates in Brainfuse Help Now. So kind of like Zoom or Teams, but again, totally free. You can have them meet you there and have a private study session with them. Okay, so another Brainfuse resource that we're going to show you today is called the Brainfuse Adult Learning Center. This is more geared towards lifelong learning, not just for students, although Help Now is available for students and adults alike. But the Adult Learning Center in particular is really geared particularly towards building skills that help in the workplace. So they also offer live tutoring and skills building with similarly expanded hours, really wonderful hours that should match anybody's work schedule, even if you're a busy person or have children or anything like that. They also offer live help with Microsoft Word, Excel, or PowerPoint. And there is a test prep center there as well for tests that are more applicable to working adults, such as the citizenship test, the high school equivalency exam, etc. And they too have career resources and resume review and Spanish speaking tutors available. Okay. So the last Brainfuse resource that I want to make sure to highlight before we get into the demonstration portion is called JobNow. This is also by Brainfuse. This also offers live help with resumes and also other specific job-related topics such as interviews, coaching for jobs, or career coaching if you're not sure what you want to do or how to get there. And specifically, this is a really great resource within JobNow. They can help you apply for unemployment. There's also, much like Patersons, a resume lab with resume templates and a resume builder that you can use either to reformat an existing resume or to build one from scratch. And lastly, there is career assistance available that will help you with things like career assessments, resources about different kinds of jobs. There's something called Skill Surfer that allows you to take a look at how certain skills match up with certain kinds of career paths and more. So Sarah will show you some of that as we go into the demonstration section. But before we do that, There's a couple of just fun lifelong learning resources that we're also going to cover today. One of them is one of our best kept secrets, I think, although we try to shout it from the rooftops whenever we can. Some of you may have heard, and if you've been to our ebooks class, you may have especially heard a bit about what we use for streaming called Canopy. So Canopy is much like Netflix or Hulu in that it's a streaming service, but it bills itself as thoughtful entertainment. And within Canopy, there are films that are either considered classics, maybe award nominees, foreign films. But one thing that they also include that's fantastic is, I think it's hundreds at this point, of the great courses. So if you've ever gotten a catalog in the mail of the great courses, they normally go for somewhere between $50 to over $100 per course. And oftentimes are multiple videos that that dive deep into any number of subjects from haute cuisine to you may see on the screen over here, to ancient Egypt, to the physics of how the universe was created, any number of really wonderful topics that are taught by experts in the field from places like National Geographic or the Culinary Institute of America. But we offer them for free. And one really wonderful thing about this within Canopy, apart from the fact that they're offered for the library, is that they don't use any of your Canopy credits. So ordinarily, when you're using Canopy through the library, you get 10 credits per month, which means you could watch up to 10 films. But for the great courses, they don't use any of your credits. So you essentially could learn as much as you want, as often as you want, and it wouldn't use any of your 10 credits. And if you're wondering whether you could watch this on the big screen, you can watch this not only on your computer or mobile app, but Canopy is one of our tools that is really transferable to other devices. So you can use it, you can download the app for it through your Roku, through your Apple TV or Fire TV, your Chromecast, etc. And you can watch it on the big screen anytime you want. And last but not least, this is our newest resource that we've gotten that is in our e-learning category. It's called Creative Bug. So this was developed by Joanne Fabrics. You can access it at aacpl.net/creativebug. And it includes classes over video in everything creative you can imagine, whether arts and crafts or sewing and design, even things like cake decorating. They have special sections that are devoted to certain themes. So for example, there's a section devoted to how to create crafts for a party, like if you're throwing a wedding shower or even your own wedding altogether, or a birthday party. It'll show you how to do all the things you'd need to kind of DIY your way through that. There's a pattern library if you're someone who likes to sew your own clothes, and it's meant for all ages and all levels. So there's advanced classes and even brand new beginner classes. One of my favorite features of Creative Bug is that they have in the inspiration section and also under the classes section, they have curated collections of classes that are themed. So for example, if you just want to get a little creativity into your life every day, they have a set of classes that are designed with that in mind. So they're not too long and they just get a little bit of creative oomph into your everyday life. So maybe 15 to 20 minutes per day for somebody who is just a regular working adult who doesn't have a lot of tools available to them, but just wants to bring some creative juices into their everyday working life. So there's new classes that are added every day to Creative Bug. And it's something that you can't view offline because it is streaming, but it doesn't use up any of your computer, any of the space on your computer or mobile device. So you can watch it pretty much from anywhere you have either data or an internet connection. So that's one of our favorite new resources that's available. And in fact, some of our library events actually use Creative Bug as inspiration from what I understand. The ones that will teach you things like knitting and other arts and crafts. So we highly encourage you to check that out. And without further ado, I will pass the mic to Sarah M., who will do a demonstration of some of the resources we've just discussed. Oh, actually, you know what? Oh, shoot. I'll edit that out, Sarah, sorry. The last thing I want to mention before I pass the mic to Sarah is that if you need any help with any of these resources, our staff are always available to you by phone, email, chat, or appointment. Our hours have changed and expanded recently after the summer, so we're available even longer times than we might have been before over the summertime. But even if you have to reach out to us overnight, let's say, all of those ways to reach us are ways that we want to get back to you within 24 hours, and then we make a strong effort to do that. So if you want to reach out to us via phone, email, chat, or appointment, we are happy to walk you through using any of these resources. if you have a technical issue with any of these tools that we've mentioned, such as Canopy or Rosetta Stone or Mango, you're also welcome to reach out to the companies directly. There are some technical issues that unfortunately we may not be able to resolve, in which case it might make more sense to reach out via email to them. And we posted those here in the PowerPoint, but you can also see them on our website under the e-learning page. They're available there for you at all times if you ever need to reach out directly to those companies. But if you ever have any questions, large or small, about how to use our e-learning to the fullest, that we're here for you. And we want to make sure that the library is adding value to your life and adding a chance for lifelong learning alongside your everyday work and your everyday lives. So thank you for listening, and I will pass to Sarah. Stop my screen. There we go.
Thank you, Sarah. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Oh, Sarah, can you go ahead and give me the permissions? There we go. All right. Sarah, can you just give me a thumbs up if you're able to see it? Great. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at our e-learning resources. So this is our homepage. To access our e-learning resources, some of them are featured on the homepage, and you can just click on the buttons here and they'll take you right into the resource. Other times you might need to go to the e-learning homepage. So you can find that under this Research and Learn tab, and then by clicking e-learning. And if you wanted to go there directly, the URL is aacpl.net/elearning. Here is where you can access all of those great resources that Sarah just talked about. If you click on these headings, they'll expand and you can find all of the resources. If you scroll down, you'll also find guides to getting started with some of those resources, a list of the ones that have apps that you can download to your mobile device, and then also some of the different support pages that you can access if you're having trouble with a resource. So let's go ahead. We'll go in the order that Sarah presented, and we'll start off with LinkedIn Learning. So that's going to be listed under the lifelong learning box. Okay, and in order to get started, you're going to need your library card number and your PIN. And the first time you log in, you might be asked to select some of the skills that you're interested in. That's how LinkedIn is going to populate some of the resources they recommend to you. And you can see those down at the bottom of the page. In the center of the page, you can see the courses that you have in progress, and you can also see some of the courses that you've saved for later. So if you wanted to just jump right back into a course that you've already started, you can click right into that. In order to find a course, there's a couple different options. There is this Browse button at the top. So if you click Browse, you'll see their topics are divided between business, creative, and technology. And then you can also take a look at the many different topics that they have, some of the software that they feature related to those themes, and then also learning paths that you can take that are more oriented towards career goals. So for example, become a project manager, and all the courses that are needed on this learning path to becoming a project manager. You can also just use the search box up at the top. So let's go ahead and put in a keyword. LinkedIn Learning will suggest courses or terms related to that keyword. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one. And once you get some course results, you have a few different options. You can always take a look at some things that sound good and then save them for later. And then you'll be able to go back and find those. You can also add them to a collection, collections are kind of like playlists that you create for yourself, or like learning paths that you create for yourself, where you can find many different courses and then save them in a collection and then come back to that collection and watch them. So to do that, you would click on these three dots, click Add to Collection, and then Create Collection, and you get to come up with your own title, and then click Create, and then that course will be added to your collection. And to add more, you would just do the same and click Add, and then that's been added to your collection. So once you want to take a course, you would just click into it, and you'll see here.
A week doesn't go by without big news from the main social media platforms.
This is your video player. You have lots of different controls available to you within the video player. You can rewind, move forward to the next course. You can turn on closed captions or even change the playback speed. On your left, you're going to have a table of contents. So let's say you were just interested in one particular facet of this course. Let's say Facebook, the mass media of social platforms. If that was the only video you needed to watch, you can actually just skip ahead and tailor that course to your specific needs. Some of the other things that these courses include, they have a notebook option, so you can take notes while you're watching the videos. They also have a transcript, so you can follow along while the video is playing. And then there are also often exercise files, quizzes, certificates, and CEUs that might be featured here. So to access all of the courses that you're currently taking or have taken in the past, your collections and your saved courses, you'd come up to the top and click on the My Learning button. And that will show you all of your courses that you're currently managing. Okay, so that's LinkedIn Learning. Let's go ahead and take a look at Udemy. So I'm back here on this eLearning page. Under the Lifelong Learning box, we're going to click on Udemy. And now I'm going to sign in using a Microsoft account. All right, let's try that one more time. All right. Let's go back. We'll try Udemy again. We'll sign in. There we go. All right, Udemy, we're back. So at the top of the page, you'll see all the courses that you're currently enrolled in. And sort of like LinkedIn Learning at the bottom, they recommend courses for you to take. And this one, you can, while you're searching for courses, you can browse their categories and you can drill down to the specific topics that you're interested in, or you could also search by keyword. And then it'll suggest different things for different course topics. All right, and then also Udemy will allow you to filter. Some of the filters are level. So if you are a beginner or if you're an expert, you can filter by that skill level. There are also different features like quizzes or practice tests that you can filter for. And then also ratings. So if people are able to rate videos in Udemy, and so you can select, well, I only want the ones that are 4.5 and up, or the different other ratings. When you click on a course in Udemy, it'll give you a course overview. You can see the table of contents and you can preview the course before you enroll. It also includes reviews from people who have taken the course. And then once you click on Enroll Now, you'll get taken into their video player. And very much like LinkedIn Learning, you can control the speed of the video. You can go back or forward if you need to review some information that had been played. You can access the closed captions and also the transcript for the video. And some of the features that you'll notice below the video player, there's a questions and answer section. So people who have taken the course can put in questions and then the instructor will provide answers. And you can see that history here. You can also take notes about the video, see announcements posted by the instructor or reviews from the course. And then on the right-hand side, you'll see your table of contents. So if there is a specific section that you're interested in, you can jump to that specific section. And in order to see all of the courses that you're currently enrolled in or courses that you've taken in the past, you'd go up to the top right corner where you see My Learning, and that's like your learning dashboard. So you can see your entire history here. All right. So our next stop are going to be our language learning applications. Let's go ahead and start with Rosetta Stone. So from the eLearning homepage, you'll scroll down to the languages box, expand that, and then you can click on Rosetta Stone for libraries. Now this one has very specific steps that you'll need to follow to be able to access Rosetta Stone, either on the PC or using your mobile app. So do make sure that you follow the instructions on this page to log in. We're going to hit the blue Use Rosetta Stone Library Solution button. That's going to take us to the EBSCO page, and then you might need to log in with your library card if you're doing this from home. All right, so we're going to put in an email address, password, and then select the language that we're learning. And at this point, you'll want to select Launch Rosetta Stone Foundations. And then this will take you to your dashboard. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start the lesson. It may also ask you if you want to focus on, just for example, reading or writing or speaking. There's different facets that the lessons can focus on depending on why you're taking the course. So we're going to do a microphone check. It may ask you for permission to use your microphone. You just give it the permissions that you need. So it's going to prompt me to say some numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's accepted my microphone.
Hola.
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 Okay, so you can kind of see how that language
Una
immersion
niña.
works.
Un niño. Un niño.
Okay, so again, you can kind of see how that language immersion works. It's going to provide the lesson for you in your target language using images to associate the words with the actual, what the words are describing. And there's different exercises you may need to speak, and then it'll assess your speech. Or it might ask you to select the correct answer based on what pictures they're providing to you, or select the correct picture depending on the words. So it is completely in that target language. All right, and then it'll take you through the lessons, and then you'll be able to see your progress from this home dashboard. There's also a lot of other content within Rosetta Stone that you can access. Some of that includes these live lessons that you can attend. They're scheduled, so you'll know when to access those. They do have stories that are read aloud in your target language, and then they also have phrase books so you can practice your pronunciation. All right. Now let's take a look at Mango languages. From our eLearning dashboard, we'll go under Languages and click Mango Languages. For Mango, you'll need to create an account to use the resource. You'll just click this Sign Up button. You'll put in your email address and your library card information and provide a password. And this is if you want Mango to save your information so you can come back to where you were in the lesson at a later time. I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. And it's going to bring me to my learning dashboard where I can see all the different units and the course content. When I go into a course,
Listen to the following conversation. By the end of this chapter, you'll be ready to have conversations like this one.
Estoy perdido.
Is the way a man would say, I'm lost. Listen again.
Estoy perdido.
Okay, so you can see that there's a mix between your target language and English. They do provide you with a conversation at the very beginning, and you can listen to that whole conversation to understand what you're going to be learning about through that section. And then it's kind of like a flashcard model. It's going to give you an example, and then throughout the course, you'll be just seeing, here's the Spanish language term. What does that mean in English? And that's kind of how the Mango languages will go about it. All right, so some of the extra things that Mango languages provides. Each language will have some specialty units, although those units may vary depending on the language. So for example, this one will have Spanish for librarians or medical Spanish. There are also movies that you can watch that are in Spanish, so you can practice listening in the native language. So that is Mango languages. All right. Now let's take a look at Patersons test prep. From our eLearning webpage, we're going to go under General Education and click on the Patersons test prep. And there's the option to create your account down here. In order to take a practice test, you will need to create an account. So we'll go ahead and log in. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay. So a few of the things of note here are the practice tests. You can select a practice test based on your educational level, if you're preparing for college or grad school, or you can choose a practice test based on a career that you're interested in. There's also other options, including doing a scholarship search, planning for college resources, or the career tools like the creating a resume, or actually searching for jobs. So let me go ahead and show you the resume builder. So let's say I wanted to create a new CV. Start from scratch. I can choose a template, and then I would be able to add the data. It's going to give me what data is desired for that particular location, and then I would just type in the information. Oh, a helpful tutorial popping up. But here, for example, is the phone number, and you could just add that for the data. There's different options. You can also import your resume or CV and have it put the data right into the template that they provide. And then you have options for sharing and downloading. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to Patersons. We'll take a look at some of the test prep options. So for example, if you wanted to take a practice test, you would select either the vocation or the education level that you're interested in. You'll select the test. And then you'll just hit this like play button to start the test, and it'll give you like a time frame within which you need to take the test. It's usually a multiple choice type environment, and then you can see your grades. You'll get immediate feedback about about how you performed on that test, but you can also always come back here to see what your grades were, and then you can take the tests over and over again, as many times as you need to. Okay, so that's Patersons. All right, next let's go ahead and take a look at Brainfuse. And Brainfuse is a very deep resource, like Sarah was saying. So this is the K through 12 platform, Help Now. I'll show you what the live tutoring looks like. So if you click on live tutoring, you'll be able to select your grade and then your subject. And then if you wanted to speak with a tutor in Spanish, you would just click on this checkbox. And I'm not going to click it now because this will take you directly to a tutor, but you would just click that Get Live Help, and then a chat window would open and you'd be connected to a tutor. And the other thing that I want to show you is the writing lab. This one does require you to create an account. Okay, so here you can see I can attach my document, my writing sample or essay, and then you can add any comments to share with your tutor, upload the document, and then the tutors will respond within 24 hours with comments on your writing sample. Okay. So there are many, many features within Brainwave, and Brainfuse, and I won't go into all of them now. But I am going to show you how to get to the Adult Learners section from here. You'll just click on this Adult Learners button up at the top, and then this will take you to the Adult Learning Center. The Microsoft Office help is right here. So if you click on this button, you can either review some of the resources that they have for learning about Office products, but you can also get live help. So you just select the subject, and then if you click that Get Live Help button, again, a window will open, you'll be connected with a tutor. And then other resources within here, you can prepare for a U.S. citizenship test or get career resources. Okay. And so, as Sarah mentioned, the third Brainfuse product we have is JobNow. So when you are looking for that one, I find it easiest to go to the homepage and then go to the job help and testing and career prep page. And you can see this nice big featured JobNow link. And this is probably the best place to come if you're looking for job or career support. So here you can connect with a live resume expert, submit your resume and receive expert feedback, or even do a career assessment where you're going to take a survey to figure out what direction you would like to go in for a career. You can get interview tips. and many, many other options. Okay. So let's go ahead and go back to our eLearning webpage. And now we're going to take a look at the great courses. There's a quick link to them if you look at lifelong learning and then click on the great courses on Canopy. And then usually there's also a login button up at the top. It looks like I'm already logged in. And then you would just pick one of the courses that you're interested in. And it's very easy to get into. You can see the many episodes within the great course, and it's as easy as clicking play episode to bring up your video player. And then you can go ahead and watch your course. All right. And then last but not least, Creative Bug is also under this lifelong learning box. So let's go ahead and click on that. We're going to log in with a library card number and PIN. Oh, it's going to make me type it in. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now we're into Creative Bug. And you can take a look. There's the classes at the top, divided into categories. So if you were interested in embroidery, you would click that, and then you'd be able to see all the different classes related to embroidery. You can select a course, and then you'll be able to open up your video player.
I'm Anna Holton from Olander Co. Embroidery. I'm an embroidery artist based out of Colorado.
And then again, you'll have different options within your video player, your closed captions, navigating within the video. You can see what is included within your course, look at your transcript, see any PDFs that you can download that go with the class. Lots of different features here, including like what materials you'll need, any discussions. Some of the other things that you can take a look at within Creative Bug, the daily practice series are just kind of like if you just want some quick inspiration for something to check out or get into, and then resources, including that pattern library that Sarah mentioned. Okay, and that is Creative Bug. So that's the end of our demonstration. Again, like Sarah mentioned, if you do have any other questions about any of these resources, you are welcome to reach out to us. Chat, email, phone, you can come into the library. And we are happy to assist you, or even, show you on a mobile device, if you would like, how to access these various resources.
Thank you all for being here. We really appreciate your time. And if you have any questions, please feel free to come to us, and we'd be happy to help you learn how to make the most of everything we've got here at AACPL. Have a wonderful day.